So, I just listened to an album that I had never heard before, that by a band that I had also never heard before, which may come as a surprise. Deftones, actually. I haven't heard very much Deftones at all, if any. Um, but I just heard their, what was it, 2016 release? Yeah, 2016 album Gore, the one with a bunch of flamingos on it. Interesting album design, I must say. I again do not have the CD of this, so sorry, won't get to look at anything there. Um, but I do have the track listing up here in Wikipedia, which people say Wikipedia doesn't know what they're talking about, but when it comes to music, I feel like they do. I feel like whoever's editing all these music ones is doing a real good job. So I went into this kind of a little skeptical because I didn't really know what Deftones were. Because I kept hearing like, oh, they're a metal band, they're like a metal band, they're alternative metal, whatever, different forms of metal. But it just didn't. Just the name and like even the cover art didn't really convey that to me. So I was kind of scared. Like, what if they're not metal and people are playing tricks on me? They're definitely not playing tricks on me though. This is a metal band, at least alternative metal is what Wikipedia says, and I agree with that wholeheartedly. This whole album was absolutely like a joyous occasion for me to listen to. In the background, I was moving some other stuff around while I was listening to it. I was clearing out my room. Cause hey, it's different now. There's my cat. And I actually have a computer this time. It doesn't work, but I'm using my laptop right now to play Minecraft because I don't know why not. It's kind of just a mindless activity to do. Um, but yeah, so I was listening to this album. There's 11 tracks on it, but it's 48 minutes long, so that's a pretty good length, especially for 11 tracks. Especially when you consider that all of them are like pretty long. Like most of these are over 4 minutes, and some of them even like five, especially towards the ends. Wow, I didn't even notice that. Okay, so I'm gonna go out and say the last five tracks are my favorite because they're just great. Honestly, it's weird. There's 11 tracks. I like the first five and the last five, but the sixth track, Pittura Infamante, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I It's like the only one I don't really remember for some reason, and I don't know why. It's really good. I just don't remember what it sounded like. But the last five tracks here really, really hooked me in. I love the opening track, prayers slash triangles. It's just prayers and triangles. Um, and I love and the other slash one, hearts and wires. I really love both of those. And prayers and triangles was the first song I heard off this album, and I believe the first Deftones song I ever heard. I heard it like about a couple months ago, and it was just like, hey, this is actually really good. I'm gonna get into this band at some point later. So I just kind of downloaded the rest of the album at one point and didn't get around to listening to it until today. Glad I did that because this album was great. It was like an emotional ride. I felt something different each song. I really like the vocals a lot, um, especially for this kind of music. They work very well. I like the screaming in it. A lot of it kind of sounds like a desperate type scream, which I really like a lot of the time. Like, usually hear that kind of stuff, and I guess like Get Scared, Pierce the Veil type things. Um, the desperate. They put like My Chemical Romance too. They put emotion into their screaming, and here I feel they really did that on this album, and it's not just senseless screaming. Say, like in like a Five Finger Death Punch song or something. Not to bash Five Finger Death Punch because I love Five Finger Death Punch, but a lot of their songs do sound the same, and the screaming kind of gets a little old after a while. But on here, I was like, every time a scream came on, it was like a whole new experience of emotion. You could just feel it, like coming in waves, just out of there. Just the raw emotion that was put into this whole album. Um, I'd have to say my favorite song is either Phantom Bride or Xenon. Those ones really stuck out to me to be the best ones on here. But like I said again, the last five in general really stuck out to me, and Xenon and Phantom Bride they are part of those last five. Um, when I was listening to it, the second song came on, and I was a little bit skeptical again, like I said. But then Acid Hologram started, and then Doomed User, and I was like, okay, I'm thoroughly enjoying this already. I don't know why I was so worried. Then I kind of stopped being worried after Geometric Headdress came on, and was just kind of enjoying it because I had a feeling I knew that the rest of it was just going to be that level of amazing high quality, just great music, and it was, and even it got better the more it went on. The title track "Gore" is also a really good one. I'm gonna say that much. I feel like the beginning and the end of the album, "Prayers, Triangles," and the last track, "Rubicon." I always mention this. I always bring it up. First and last tracks, they make a huge world of difference. Because those are the things you remember the most, right? A lot of the time. You know, you remember what came first and you remember what came last because it builds an impression on you. And I feel like they did that expertly here too. Brazen Triangles, great way to start the album, great way to end it with Rubicon. And I just feel like they really knew what they were doing, pushing these boundaries that I have never heard before in metal music or in any kind of genre of metal music. Um, It's completely a unique experience that that's unmatched by anything I've ever heard. I've heard a lot of music, I guess, but never heard any Deftones. So we're gonna we're gonna fix that. But no, this whole album was great, absolutely great. Um, and apparently, you know, I'm not even the only one who thinks that. It was met with critical acclaim too. Looking at all the reviews as well, a lot of them are really high. Got an 81 out of 100 on Metacritic. That's good. um, this is probably the best album I've heard in weeks. Just the just the emotion. I keep saying that, but I'm gonna say it till I die. Cause my goodness, the emotion that was drawn forth onto this record was absolutely outstanding. You could feel it's not a lot of the times I'll listen to a song and I'll kind of just listen to it and it'd be like, oh, this is a good song, you know, it's good to rock out to. This one was I felt something the whole time, you know. It made me feel these different emotions of just different emotions all around. The whole thing was a complete joy to listen to, and I really got a kick out of all of it. Um, I feel like when Hearts Wires came on, that's really when I started to really start enjoying it. Like after that is where it kind of got really good for me. Um, but yeah, like I said, the length is really good. These songs are decently long. None of them go over 6 minutes though, so that's it's not none of them are too long, but it's like just long enough to where it's like, oh, this isn't an average song, but it's not too long to where I don't want to listen to it anymore. Um, because it takes a certain kind of band to be able to pull off 6 or 7 minute long songs. Deftones might be one of those. I don't know, because this is the only album I've heard by them. Um, but yeah, I need more Deftones in my life now. I'm gonna be definitely checking out a lot of their older stuff. Because I mean they're great. I've heard lots of great things about them from a lot of people. So definitely, I will be checking that out. The vocals on this thing too, by I guess I don't even know how to pronounce that. I'm not even gonna try. The vocals on here were really great. I love the clean ones, and I love the screaming ones. The unclean vocals were fantastic on this. It's rare that I get an album like this where I'm just absolutely blown away by every aspect of it, but this is definitely one of them. You know, because every once in a while I'll listen to an album and I'll be like, hey, this is a great, masterfully put together album, but I don't feel like I've heard anything on this level for a while. Definitely check this one out for sure, because it's great. If you like boundary pushing music, oh, you're gonna love this. You love feeling emotions when you listen to music, you're gonna love this. This is the most I've had to talk about for an album for a while, I feel like, and not had to go every other second and just pause. I feel like I've been talking this whole time, you know. Oh. Only paused like maybe once. Um, but I mean, it's a great album. What else? What needs to be said besides that too? I give this album my highest praise. Really, this I'm gonna give this a 9.5 out of 10 because it was amazing. It was an amazing ride to go on. So yeah, I'm actually gonna go into the recording studio here in like a little less than an hour. Redo some vocals I did last week. Put some guitar, some strings on there. Recording a track. I might post it at some point. Might do some other stuff. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Um, see what else. There was something else I wanted to say, to talk about. Oh, I can't remember what it was though. Oh, I don't know. There's yeah. I just I'll see y'all Sunday. No, not Sunday. Saturday. I don't record on Sunday. I record on Saturday. Um, but yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna review then. This this whole thing's been happening so conveniently. I'll just be like, hey, I just kind of want to listen to a new album, and then I will, and then I'll be like, hey, today just happens to be the day where I have to record, so want to record this new album that I heard, a review of that. It was really worked out very nicely because I forgot I was supposed to record today until like I was on the third song of this, so I was like, oh, it's good. I'll just review this then. Um, cause I kind of like reviewing stuff that I've already heard before. Cause it's kind of easier to go in and be like, yeah, I know kind of what I want to talk about, which songs I like, which songs I don't like. But it's also a very fun experience to be able to go into something entirely new and talk about it, because it's something I've never experienced before. So I kind of just like giving my thoughts and opinions on new stuff. Maybe even a little more than old stuff. But hey, I'm gonna be reviewing like every album I have at one point or another. New ones are gonna come out like all the time. Uh, you know, whatever. The new albums by those bands that I like. New albums by any band really. I like because I know of a lot of bands. I mean, believe me, whenever I get my paycheck, I'm not even kidding. At least 80% of it goes towards music. Um, Although I am saving up for an online college type deal. Got about a fair amount in there in savings for that. That'll be interesting to see how that works with the channel and whatnot. But yeah. So Gore by Deftones. Yeah, bunch of flamingos on the cover flying around, which I honestly had no idea flamingos could fly. So yeah. Definitely check it out. It's definitely gonna be a worthwhile listen. I feel like anyway, it was for me, and yeah, I'll see you all Saturday with a new review. I believe. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, probably. All right. See you then.